Hi everybody, let's go take a look at the sound bar. Welcome to the sound bar. We've been here about 3 years. First 6 months was a friends and family event. Just to give you a sense of what we're up to, we try to pick a musical playlist and theme every evening, play album sides. So as you enter or you browse online at our website, you'll kind of see what we have coming up night to night. And this is the bar space. Please, after you. So we've been here 3 years. First 6 months was friends and family, to the public since then. This had been an event space, which is basically bare brick concrete. We tamed the room, added sound systems. Once you're here, we're talking about things that really help us relax and get to know each other, whether it's through the beverages, through the music, through the evening themes. Games are spread out through the room. Chess games, we've got an Oklahoma City chess club that comes in periodically. Albums in the bins are all for sale. Most nights, if something's open that a patron wants to hear, we'll pull it out and put it on, particularly if it matches the themes that we're featuring for that particular evening. This is where the living room vibe gets emphasized, and this is the sweet spot for listening, although these speakers project beautifully toward the back of the room. And then a variety of British, Japanese turntables, high-end amplification, tubes mixed into all this stuff to add warmth to the sound in a room like this. And the music makes the magic. It's a phenomenal party space. It's like being in somebody's intimate living room. I know there's nothing like it in Oklahoma City, and I've traveled a number of places around the world looking for these kinds of venues, and we really are unique just because of the space we've got and access to this record collection. So as you can see, the bar's informal, as is Ray, our wonderful bartender. Everybody that works here has got day jobs. I'm an entertainment lawyer by day, 43 years, so this is my hobby, and it's lovely to be here. I've met a lot of phenomenal people, both clients and friends, come downtown to hang out, conversations that you really can't have, over lunch at a restaurant in town or a noisy cafe, or certainly not in an office. So every night's a little bit different. Come on back, then we'll show you the sound room. So this is our speakeasy. This room is filled with vintage audio gear, well taken care of for sale. Some of it classic, very highly regarded. And guests on a night when we don't have anything else going back here at a private party respect, we just give them the tablet, put on the streamer, and let them play what they'd like. And we play through all this gear and classic speakers around the room. The building's from the late teens, early 20s, industrial warehouse. This was the original elevator shaft, which we've closed in. The view looks east, towards apartment buildings, and for those that are familiar with the neighborhood, it's a fun place to hang out. The album side aspect of it is not unique to vinyl bars around the world. We talk a little bit about where the ideas came from that made this place happen. But our goal really is to play album sides the way that the artists and producers intended their music to be heard. It sounds pretty sweet in here. The answer is I was listening to a lot of music at home alone during COVID, and I'm of an age, generation where it was vinyl before any other material, even cassettes or CDs, streaming, etc. So the social aspect of playing a record, seeing music live, I missed, and was looking for some way to create a safe space, a third space, where people could hang out, meet new people, and music was the theme. It's been a big part of my life. In Japan in the 50s, when GIs, American servicemen and women, were coming home from Japan, leaving their gear behind, and young Japanese 10 years after the war couldn't afford it. They were living 3 generations in a small apartment in the big cities and in the countryside. 10 years after the war devastated Japan. So they really couldn't play it at home if they'd wanted to, and these small listening lounges opened. But like so many other things involving a Japanese aesthetic and sensibility, they were like libraries. I mean, you went in, you would order a whiskey or a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and you were expected to be silent while this ritual experience of a record going on the platter, a needle going down, you listen to the end of the album, it was flipped. There's no noise, they'd kick you out if you were making noise or talking. People have a sense of a record going on a disc, the needle going down, watching it, listening to it happen. Guests get to be engaged with the collection, which doesn't happen in a lot of these other places. So now for the ritual. Now you can sort of see the Japanese part of it. So what we typically do, and I'm playing this, we alternate between the systems. So, depending on the vibe, we get a warmer sound off the Klipsch's, a bigger live concert sound off the 1812 towers. I typically put a record down. All the records are, clean, but we kind of run a dust brush across the top just to be sure that anything that's collected on it since the last time we played it disappeared. A lot of turntables, you drop a weight on top The weight will vary depending on how the turntable's drive is set up. This is belt drive, so it's not heavy, but this will dampen any vibration on a turntable because we're playing it through cartridges that are incredibly sensitive. So we'll cue it over the start. There's a small lift lever on all of these. And then bingo, we're in business. So that's part of the thread. Busman's Holiday in terms of entertainment, representing a lot of music artists over the year, including people we play. Thrilled to do it in the room, and I love great sound. I promised myself at that point there'd still be something music-centric that would guide me off into the sunset. And the sunsets a little later in the evening are beautiful. It's the old Central High School, OC Law School this way. You guys can take a look and you see the Devon Tower, Skirvin down to the south. It's just, it's a beautiful, beautiful city view and skies at night. The beauty of having all of these records at my disposal, and as all of your viewers know, streaming with 1 million songs at your disposal, it's all available. I love to listen to lots of stuff. I'm not someone with a book or a movie or even a record that goes back to something continuously. Although there are artists who I know, and records that I know just because of some history, some experience, whether it's, first date, first kiss, backseat of a car, college friends in a dorm room, particular concert that I can go to, and they'll conjure up those memories. But a lot of what's beautiful about this music from around the world and artists from different times, periods, whether it's jazz, rock, whatever, is they'll conjure up tastes and smells, experiences I have no direct experience of, just because the music is so transformative and transportive. That's just what music and musical storytelling is all about. Listening to earbuds, Bluetooth is not the only way, or certainly not the best way to listen to music. There are other ways to kind of up your experience, and a little bit invested here versus expensive tickets for a basketball game. You've dropped a couple of grand on that experience. There's nothing to supplant those memories, particularly if it's someone whose company you really enjoy and you want to create that experience. But there's a way of creating that experience with the same amount of money or less money for your home or apartment, so that every evening can be like that. If music's your Jones, or you want to make it, art and culture in Oklahoma City generally. So it's like being in a great living room or salon where those topics are easy to focus on, because it's obvious when you look around the room that there's some love here about the music and about the art. And we find a lot of people who come in here who are buying records because they want to display the art on their wall, or they love an artist and just want to sort of have a token of the art, much like a digital NFT that you can't do anything with except for show it on your watch or computer, but they don't even own a turntable. I get that. And I get that vinyl disappeared. It's cumbersome, it's kind of tough to maintain. It does get dirty and you have to know how to clean it over time, et cetera, if you're not careful about the stuff. There's something about this tactile experience, looking at the liner notes, not having to have a magnifying glass and a CD jewel case or on your phone when you're pulling up information about an artist. And we've had people who've, play an album that reminded them some particular moment in their life that brought them to tears, that led to an embrace or a reconciliation, that had them pop up and go out into the hallway and come back and say, I just made a date with my girlfriend of 6 years to go propose, and I want to bring her here for that event. Music soothes the savage beast. It does something to people, and it's just nice to be able to offer a space where old friends, my loved ones, new friends, can sort of come together and experience that with me. It's a nice gift, nice legacy, and I hope it can continue for many, many years to come.